Luxury dupes for $20 or under, and the stuff we're duping is very expensive, starting with this $50 Hollywood Flawless filter from Charlotte Tilbury. And if you saw some of my previous videos, you know that Charlotte Tilbury is coming out of some of the very same factories as a lot of other brands. Those factories are producing both prestige formulas and affordable ones, and I know what everyone's going to say, same factories doesn't mean same ingredients. Very often the ingredients have like a 95 to 97% overlap. The differences are in cheaper packaging, less marketing, and added silicones and a little filler and that kind of stuff. And an expensive brand may be paying more wholesale for their item because they're only ordering 20,000 units, but the cheaper brand ordering 200,000 units may be getting a much better price. Let's get into it. That Hollywood filter is meant to be used two different ways. Number one, as a primer. I don't use it that way, but you may want to. Or as like a very sheer makeup, like not full coverage. We're talking like 3 out of 10 in terms of coverage and a little bit of pearlescent finish. And guess whose formula overlaps by about 97%? Yeah, it's e.l.f. I do want to talk about the differences though, because I think that's important. Number one, the packaging is not as prestigious. It feels a little cheaper. But the e.l.f., the e.l.f. one is $14 and the Charlotte Tilbury one is $50. So if you're okay with giving up on packaging, you're in good shape. This is the cheaper one, and I actually like the selection of shades more, but you may feel differently. Before we go any deeper, I want to tell you that we're not duping entire brands. So if I tell you that one brand has one product that is easily duped, I want you to take it as face value, not the entire brand, okay? That's because a lot of brands are sourcing from multiple manufacturers, so one particular SKU or item could be easily duped, but not everything. And that's especially true of Walmart and Amazon basics. Not everything that it's meant to look exactly like is really going to be a perfect dupe, but some are pretty damn close. So let's keep going. This one isn't luxury per se, but will save you about half the money, because if you remember in some of my prior videos and go back in my profile, I explained that almost all the sunscreens in North America were coming from just a few facilities. And that's because sunscreen is considered a drug by the FDA, so the regulations placed on the manufacturing facilities are way more than you might ever imagine for beauty or other products. But let's get into it. This copper tone sport spray, excellent. I love it. I have nothing against it. Let's get a zoomed in image of the ingredients. This one's about $11 or $12 depending on where you buy it. And this one from Walmart, by the way, everything is linked here and in the description so you can find it all easily, but this one is under $5, meaning it's over 50% off, and we're talking basically the same formula, all the same actives keeping you and your skin safe, and the only major differences are obviously going to be the price, the packaging, and some of the inactive ingredients are in slightly different numbers and levels, and that's stuff like fragrance or, you know, like a little bit of the polymers, but basically you're getting the same product. And they switch up those inactive ingredients so they can technically say that these are different products, but are they really? And this one's really interesting to me. It's the Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum Scrub, not the cream, but this doesn't really have a lot going on and people are still paying $42 for it. The main things going on here are sugar, shea butter, and caffeine. I don't care who's going to tell you that this is going to help cellulite long term. It's not. Caffeine will improve the appearance for a matter of minutes, but that is it. That's because this is actually a problem that is coming from way below the skin surface. This is a problem from below even where the top layer of fat cells sit, and no amount of scrub or cream is going to fix that. Remember, $42, right? This is the Tree Hut one, and it's around $10 depending on which one you buy. I actually found it for under $9, and yes, I'm linking it here, don't worry. But it's basically the same base formula. It doesn't have the caffeine, but they're just not bullshitting you about what's working and what's not. Here's a little close-up. I do want to point out that this formula actually has more interesting botanicals. Like the Sol de Janeiro one is really basic. Your only exciting ingredients there are the fragrance and that caffeine. But now that you know the caffeine is only working for a handful of minutes, it's really not doing anything. By the time you get out of the shower, whatever effects that you've had could be gone. If you're using it just to exfoliate, I would go with this one. Sorry in advance that this one is over $20, but it's not dramatically over. It's still like a really good price on a product, and I wanted to get into it because everyone asked about peptide serums. This is NIOD. It is the copper amino isolate serum. It is $62, and genuinely, it's a good serum. But who makes it? Glad you asked. It's Deciem, the same company that makes The Ordinary. And this product, I'm not going to lie to you, is $32. It's over the $20 limit, but it is produced in the same facilities by the very same people. And there's like a 95% ingredient overlap. There is like a slightly more advanced delivery system in the more expensive one. But if you want to save a little money and get basically the same product, this is a good one. Obviously, this is part 2, and I promised you one of these every week, but let me know if we need another one for next week, if you guys are still into these. But this is Head & Shoulders Classic Clean. It is a good product. Nothing against it. You like it, I'm happy for you, and it's great. I'm gonna give us all a second to look at the ingredients here, okay? And the size of the package, this is a little over $12. The Equate one from Walmart is actually one of the better dupes from Walmart. Again, not everything from Walmart is a perfect dupe, but some are really good. The sunscreen I mentioned earlier, and this Everyday Clean. Sorry, it's a little blurry. It's the only image that I could find, but these are the ingredients there, and this one is under $6, and yes, it's linked here for you. See, the active ingredient is exactly the same. Most of the inactive ingredients are the same too. The Head & Shoulders has a slightly more sophisticated conditioning package. I mean, it would be really hard to notice a difference. We're talking a little bit more silicones. I don't really do anything to condition the hair. It gives it a little more slip, a little bit more detangling, but like in the end, your hair is going to feel the same after the next wash. And the fragrance varies a little bit. So if you're totally obsessed with the Head & Shoulders fragrance, or you have very, very long tangled hair, that one may be better for you. But if you are a guy with short hair, there is not a reason in the world to spend more. Okay, I'm thinking for part 3 that we should do cookware and kitchen items. What do you think?